stop before we get started because we're afraid we're doing it wrong, or we're afraid we won't get the results that we want. We're afraid God is going to think maybe we're, inept or boring or annoying or something. We worry that we're going to ask for the wrong things or for too much of a good thing. We wonder if our faith is strong enough, and if not, why bother in the first place? As I thought about prayer this week, I tried to remember when I first learned to pray, and I'm sure my parents were the first, because we used to say our God bless us, when we got tucked into bed at night. God bless Mommy and Daddy and Grandma and Grandpa. And then in Sunday school and church, we learned to close our eyes and bow our head and fold our hands, so it was already getting more complicated, right? And I looked around in church. I used to watch different people in church during prayer time to see how they were doing it. And I always liked the way my cousin Tim prayed, because he looked really holy, because he'd always hold his hands really close to his face and he'd bow his head really far, and he just looked very devout. And he was devout, he still is. As I grew, I got involved in youth groups and young life, and prayer took on a new dimension for me. And I found out that people actually prayed for things, and stuff and results. And so I had just been up to that kind of praying for blessings on people and on food, things like that. So now I thought, okay, now I can ask for help on a test, help to get a boy to like me, help to get things that I wanted. And so, it seemed to work. I'd pray and some good things would happen. I kind of got what I needed, what I asked to receive. So things were good, simple, pretty easy at that point. But then one day, out of the blue, my friend's brother got killed in a car accident. And I was confused by that and by God allowing something like that. And at his memorial service, I heard a woman say, loudly enough for us all to hear, that it's too bad that boy wasn't a Christian, because now he wouldn't go to heaven. Well, I really needed to talk to God about that. That wasn't right. How did she know what relationship he had with God? Who was she to judge? And then would God really send a teenager to hell? I mean, someone whose life has not even yet begun, and was he really going to be punished for not knowing something he couldn't know anything about? So my prayers got longer and deeper, my questions more profound and confusing. I spoke to God all the time about everything. I didn't always hear answers back, but then I wasn't really listening either. I did find that God can get through, and many times did, even over and above all my noise. God can send us messages through other people and through all kinds of things, even the weather sometimes, I think. I spent a lot of my time in my teenage years, as I told you, hiking around Cheyenne Canyon in Colorado Springs, and I would hike and sit on big boulders near the river. I would take all these long walks thinking and praying and listening. My relationship with God was becoming constant. But I had this conscience that wouldn't give me a break, right? A guilt complex about everything. I was afraid of everything, afraid of death, afraid of doing something wrong, afraid of hurting people, of saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. It's a hard way to live when you're a kid, thinking that you need to be perfect, that I had to be nice and polite and good all the time. Nobody said that to me. I think I just put all this stuff on myself. But the funny thing is, when you get right down to it, you don't really have control over all these things, right? You certainly don't have control over death. And we really, even if we never said a cross word to anybody, somebody would say that we did, or think that we did, or take something the wrong way, or feel differently than we thought they would when we said whatever it was, right? That we thought was maybe funny or nice. So I finally came to the conclusion that good behavior was not the formula for success with God. And neither was good performance, and neither was good appearance. So what was it? What was God wanting from me, and what was I supposed to be talking to God about when I prayed? So then I began thinking, well, maybe I'm not a Christian at all, right? Because it's not really working the way I think it should. So I began saying that salvation prayer a lot. It was very popular in the 70s, especially. especially to just, you're supposed to accept God as your Lord and Savior, confess your sins, ask for God to take over your life. So I would just say that prayer all the time, accepting Jesus into my heart every way I could think of. Going to revivals and charismatic churches, getting prayed for, prayed over, going to Bible studies and home groups, volunteering in nursing homes, studying and serving and praying and praying and praying. Well, one of our family friends, a friend of my parents actually, became a Jehovah's Witness, and he decided that he had all the answers to my questions. And so he would talk to me for hours and hours and hours trying to convince me to become a Jehovah's Witness. And about the same time, some of my Methodist friends left the Methodist church to go to a more charismatic church downtown. And one night they told me, well, you're not a Christian unless you've spoken in tongues. So they dragged me down to their charismatic church one night, and they took me down front, and everybody laid their hands on me, and they prayed over me and prayed for me. And I said, God, here I am. If I'm supposed to speak in tongues, now's your chance. This is the best time as ever. And I didn't speak in tongues. And I think in a way it was just as good as if I had, because I knew then that if it had mattered to God, I would have spoken in tongues that night. So apparently that was not a requirement for being Christian. So what did God want? What was I supposed to get? How did I get God? How could I get God to respond to me and to what mattered to me? That was my quest, right? How do I get God to respond to what matters to me? And how come God is so close at sometimes and seems so far away at others? Was I praying the wrong things? Was I praying the wrong way? Was I too weak in my faith? Was I not doing enough or serving enough? Well, so you can see I was a little neurotic. But you get the idea of my journey. I was trying to find my way into relationship with God. The problem was I was trying to define my relationship with God by my desires. I thought my relationship with God was good if God was doing what I wanted God to do. But I'm here to tell you that that's not what it's about. It's not what being a Christian is about, and it's not what praying is about. The disciples saw that Jesus had something special in his prayer life. He often went away to pray, we know that. And they saw how it sustained him and encouraged him, strengthened him. And they wanted that, right? So they asked him to teach them to pray. And that's when Jesus gives us those words that we say every week. And we say them every week because they're the words Jesus gave us to pray. Well, later in our reading, we hear about a story about an annoying neighbor that suggests to us that if we're persistent in asking, if we're persistent in our prayers, ask and keep on asking, seek and keep on seeking, knock and keep on knocking, God will answer our prayers. Each summer during childhood, Kate and her brothers and sisters would go to this big family picnic given by her Aunt Emma. And they always went to this park with a big pool in it and always went swimming, but Kate didn't know how to swim. So her cousin Margie, with the best of intentions, decided she would teach her and decided that lesson number 1 should be how to put your head in the water. So she invited Kate to put her head in the water, and Kate didn't think that was a great idea. So Margie helped her and shoved her under the water and held her there. As you know, when that happens, water goes up your nose and in your eyes, and it doesn't feel good, and you're gasping for air, wanting to gasp for air, you can't, so your throat hurts. And Kate, when she came up with a fear of the water for many, many years after that. That was the first and last lesson from Margie. But one day, when Kate was almost 4 years old, she was in the pool with her 10-year-old son, Doug. And Doug could swim like a fish, and he was sad that his mom couldn't enjoy the water with him. So he decided he was going to teach her. So he hung by the side of the pool. I can picture this little body freezing and shivering with his purple lips, saying, "Mom, the thing you have to do is relax. If you take a deep breath and totally relax in the water, it will hold you up. You'll float, but you just have to trust me. Just do this." And then he gently leaned forward in the water, and he just floated there right in front of the cave. She didn't know if it was her 40 years of being afraid that just finally seemed too much, or if she just couldn't resist that cute little guy with his big blue eyes. But at that moment, she let go of 40 years of fear and tension and fighting against the water, and she scrunched up her eyes, and she took a deep breath, and she leaned herself forward into the water. And it held her up. And she didn't struggle or tense up because she could feel the lightness of her body floating. It was an incredible experience, and it was the beginning of Doug's teaching his mother how to swim. And soon she could swim across the pool with her head down and no longer afraid. I thought of this story as I was reliving my kind of crazy journey of prayer. Because you see, prayer is all the things I went through. It's all the things you go through. It's the struggle and the excitement, the results, the silence, the comfort, the challenge. Prayer is our whole relationship with God. It's all we've got. It's our seeking and our asking and our knocking and our receiving. We can say anything we need to say. We can do whatever we need to do. We can fight against it and struggle against it. We can avoid it and yell at it, and eventually, if we just take a deep breath and lean slowly into it, God will carry us and hold us up and become our very prayer. Prayer is all the stuff of life. It's our way of being and feeling and sensing and understanding. It's even our falling and our feeling and our suffering, our relating, our transforming. Prayer opens us up to contact and conversation and interaction with all of creation, as well as with God and with each other. It allows us to enter fully into our anxiety and grief and loss, as well as our joy and our love. Prayer holds us up in a community of care and healing. It fosters self-understanding and relationship, and even memory in the face of pain and suffering. We weren't able to find the words ourselves. We didn't know what to say. So Jesus gave us some to help. And we use the Lord's Prayer because it's really all that we ever need to say, and maybe more. The thing I find more challenging in my life these days is that I don't care so much about results. I just try and trust God, so I never really know what to say. I have to trust that the Spirit will groan and sounds too deep for words, as the Bible says. The quieter I become now, the more I say, because my words just aren't good enough anymore. They never were, only I didn't know it. But what I know about prayer is I can say whatever I want. God knows what I mean. God knows what I want. God knows what I need. God knows what we want, what we need. So our words are secondary. Prayer is relationship. Prayer is being in the presence of the Holy Spirit, leaning into that presence and allowing it to hold us up and keep us afloat. If you need words, they're right there in the Bible. We say them every week, printed up on the screen for us every week. That's all you need to get started. You don't have to go crazy trying to figure out what to say or how to say it. Just lean into it. Trust it. Trust God. The words or feelings or silence will be there as needed. So just do it. Have a relationship with God. This God who loves you to pieces and only wants you to know that, to feel that, to be grateful for that, and to let that love change you. Make you a strong and powerful force for positive change in our community and in our world. So pray. Just do it.